For the next 100 days, I'll be surviving in an amplified world in hardcore Minecraft, building a fully functional base in the clouds, braving the horrors that come with amplified mode, and hoping not to fall to my death. With that being said, let's get started. Look at this world. This world is absolutely insane. Honestly, I think this is going to be a really fun 100 days. My first goal is going to be finding some animals, preferably some sheep, just like right over there, because I do want to get myself a bed as quick as possible, because I know Amplified has tons of issues with mobs and just dark spaces in general, but I'm going to quickly get myself some stone tools first before I go slaughter that sheep. There also already seems to be a ton of iron laying around, which is another thing about Amplified, is there's always a bunch of ores just laying around everywhere. But I'm gonna go ahead and quickly... Oh my god, there's a skeleton. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, this is what I mean. This is what I mean. Like, you can't do anything in Amplified because there's just mobs everywhere. Oh, okay. Already down 3 hearts. That's not great. You know what? I'm gonna go over here instead. I think this area is the safer spot to grab some iron. We do have some cows and pigs over there, which is really nice. I will need those cows for some leather and the pigs for some food. But I don't want to set myself up in a cherry biome for this 100 days, so I need to find myself a new biome eventually. But while I smelt up this iron, I'm going to go grab myself some more coal and a bunch of the other resources I find around here. All right, it's turning nighttime. I got myself some more raw mutton and some more iron that is cooking up. And I'll quickly make myself a nice white bed and sleep to officially make it day 1. All right, so now that I'm basically suited up, I think I'm going to now head out and try to find myself a perfect spot to build my base. And before I do that, since I'm not coming back here, I'm going to just kill all of the animals to grab all the food I possibly can, and maybe a couple pieces of leather from these cows that I can use for some enchanting later on. Because I do want to find an area that is like a big mountain, but also a little bit flat, so I can put like a farm on it and maybe like a nice tower and a house, and not have to fight the terrain every step of the way. So off I went, trying to find an area to build my home for the next 100 days. On my way, I did collect some items that would be useful, like food, the contents of a ruined portal, and some sugarcane, until I found the exact spot I was looking for. There is a village right here, and look at this. Look at that. I honestly, this is what I was looking for. And no, I'm not looking for you, zombie. Okay, out of here. Okay, out. No. Now, I don't know if I'm going to be able to build a base all the way up there because it is height limit, or it'll probably be close to height limit. So maybe I might have to settle with like something over there, or maybe something a little bit lower. But I think it'd be really cool to have a nice base looking over a village in an amplified world. For now, I'm just going to set myself up in this villager house right here. And I really want to focus on going mining and getting myself some diamonds and maybe some diamond armor and just some diamond tools in general. Before I go mining though, I am going to explore some of the houses here to see if I can find myself some bundles. First house here, and we got 1 bundle. And I think that was the only house that actually has a chest in it, because that one doesn't have a chest, that one doesn't have a chest, and all of these small ones don't have any chests. Oh wait, we got 1 more house back here and no bundles. And I'm gonna go right to the end of this road here and just sort of start a mine going all the way down, because I don't really see any open caves around. So I'm just gonna keep digging down until I find something interesting. So I've dug all the way down to bedrock and there is no cave. So I guess I'm just gonna go up a bit and then just start strip mining in a certain direction. All right. Oh my god, I see some diamonds. I heard this lava pool right under me and I was like, yes, there's got to be a cave nearby, and I was correct. But my pickaxe has 4 durability left, which is not good. But if these diamonds are 3 or more, I'll be able to make myself a new pickaxe. And okay, I see at least 2 diamonds. How many do we got here? 1, 2... And is that it? There's only 2 diamonds. Oh my god. Okay, well, that's very unfortunate. Maybe I can find myself some more iron in here. I can make myself another iron pickaxe, and yes, there is some more right here. And there's a diamond right behind it, but I can't make myself an iron pickaxe yet. Honestly, what is going on today? This is just, I'm being trolled. I'm being trolled by Minecraft. All right, well, I guess I'm just gonna strip mine this way, and hopefully I can find myself some iron. Oh my god, here's some iron. This is perfect. And I think I hear a cave on the other side because there is some zombie noises. Okay, I think I found the cave. Yeah, there's a zombie right here. This is what I was looking for. And we got some more diamonds over there, a ton of creepers, and a skeleton. Okay, I'm going to quickly go go and smelt up the iron that I got so I can grab those diamonds. We'll start off with these diamonds over here, and that gives me enough to make a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. And now for the diamonds in here, and I think the quickest way to go and get them is to just run around and I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's a lot of mobs in here. Maybe I'll just let the creepers blow up all the other mobs. It's probably the best bet. Oh, and there's even more diamonds over there. All right, I'll grab these diamonds first because I think I'm safe, and it looks like it's only one, unfortunately. And how many diamonds do we got over here? And it's just one. Okay. Down here, we got a ton of zombies and creepers. Okay, guys, everybody come up here, single file line, and we got at least 2 more diamonds here. And I'm just gonna go around and collect all of the other extra ores, and then continue on and hopefully find another cave with some more diamonds and some more ores in it. Oh my god, is that what I think it is? It is a spawner. Okay, this is wonderful. Oh my god, we got a baby zombie. Nope. Nope. Out of here, baby zombie. And this guy's an iron sword. Okay, what do we got in here? Oh, we got a golden apple, some string. And in this chest, we got 2 music discs and some bones. I set a waypoint here because this will be great to come back to for some XP later on. Found another cave here with some more diamonds. And we at least got 2 this time. Found even more diamonds while strip mining, and we have another set of 2 diamonds. And another cave, we got even more diamonds. And it looks like we got another set of 2. Okay. And another diamond, and it's just 1. So I think 13 diamonds should be good enough, along with the rest of the ores that I ended up getting. So I'm just gonna go all the way back up to the surface now. Actually, I'm not going to the surface yet because I found a mine shaft. And these chests do have some interesting items in it. All right, it doesn't seem like this mine shaft really goes anywhere, so back up to the surface I go. Overall, this is everything that I got from that mining trip. So now that I got some basic tools and armor, if I go into Freecam and show you sort of what I want to do for my base, I'm looking at these pieces of land right here. So starting off, I want this area to hold my house. Up here is going to be where I'm going to have a giant watchtower that will look over everything. And then I'm also thinking of attaching a bridge that's going to go across to this island here. And I'm going to turn this island into basically farmland. So this area will be completely flat. I'll put like maybe wheat and potatoes and carrots on this end, and then I also might have a bridge that goes from here all the way into this giant mountain here and goes all the way up. Now the issue is that in order to get all the way up there, I think I'm going to need myself a water elevator, because stacking up a bunch of blocks is definitely not going to be the answer, or scaffolding. So I'm gonna go on a little adventure and try to find myself an ocean so I can just get stacks upon stacks of kelp. So off I went searching for an ocean. While on my journey, I did come across a pillager outpost, which I thought would be great for getting myself some carrots. I did, however, have some close calls with the locals and had to make a run for it. The next day I continued searching, collecting some resources that might come in handy for some later projects, and after getting into what felt like my 10th body of water, I was losing hope that oceans even spawned in amplified mode. But after crossing through a savanna and another big body of water, I finally found what I was looking for. Oh my god, finally! I finally found some kelp. I'm like 2,400 blocks away from home. I honestly might as well grab like a full inventory's worth because I don't want to head all the way back here. Now I hopefully got enough kelp for this project, but before I start making my water elevator, I need to go to the nether because I do need to end up getting myself some soul sand. And of course I forget my flint and steel. All right, now it's time to go and hopefully I spawn in an area where I can find myself some soul sand. So by the looks of it, I am not seeing any soul sand, but at least I can kill this gas. Yeah, we got a bunch of basalt over there, but yeah, I am not seeing any soul sand, unfortunately, so I'm going to have to go exploring. All right, with the map mod here, it looks like I just have to go in this direction, which is basically right behind me. So if I go this way, I should be able to get myself some soul sand. And yeah, it's actually right over there. Okay, it's a lot closer than I thought it was. And I'll grab a couple of soul sand just in case I need to make some more water elevators in the future. But I'm also going to grab these bone blocks and this happy gas here, because a happy gas would probably be very useful for getting all the way up there. You know what? I didn't actually think of that originally. I do want to find myself one more happy gas just in case. Oh, and I got a music disc. I forgot they dropped music discs now. Man, there's so much I forget about this game. All right, now I just need to grab this happy gas without dying, preferably. And no skeletons waiting to shoot me off, hopefully. All right, there we go. Happy gas number 2 has been acquired. And now I'm going to get out of here. I can actually get started on building my water elevator now. Now, when it comes to building the elevator, I have to make sure that I'm a certain amount of blocks in the mountain, so when I go all the way up, I reach the top and not any one of these little things that jut out. So I'm thinking if I go through here, maybe about 10 blocks and then go all the way up, I should be good to maybe reach right about here. And this is where I want my water elevators to be. So if I go ahead and start it right here, I have to get through this mountain, and then once I reach to that block over there, this zombie would please get out of the way. Once I reach the spot where that coal block is, I'm gonna go another 10 blocks forward that way, and then I should be able to be good going all the way up. And I'm making this 3 blocks wide so I can have one tube that goes up and then one tube that goes down and have them be right next to each other. So I've made my tunnel, and if I go into Freecam and go straight up, there is a cave I'm gonna have to clear out, but going straight up, you will see that I end up in this area here, which, I mean, it isn't really that bad because you're not really going to be seeing it, so I can just sort of make my own tube going all the way up. And then when I get up here, the only issue is that I'm gonna have to do a little bit of terraforming because this is where, like, the up or down elevator is going to go, and then this is where, like, another one's going to go, so. Now that I got the water placed up here, I now have to dig this all the way back down to the surface. I don't know if there's a faster or better way of doing this. I could be doing this the slowest way possible, but I basically just have to go and do this, and it's gonna take me forever. Or maybe I can just do this, then like dig out a little bit, and then break that, and then sort of just do the same thing. Yeah, this is actually a lot faster than doing the water bucket trick. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do this. All right, one of the tubes is basically done, and now I have to do the exact same thing on the other side. So now that the second one is done, I need to add the kelp going all the way up to make it all source blocks. The elevators are now done, but now the next thing I want to do is to take this entire island here and flatten it out to the level that I'm standing on, because this is where my house is going to go. Now I don't have any enchants, unfortunately, so this is probably going to take me a little while, but I guess it's a great time for another time lapse. The giant mound of dirt has now been removed, and now I can start on building my house. Now, if I reveal the schematic, you can see that I have this design, which I took heavy inspiration off of an image that I found on Pinterest because it was the perfect example, and overall, I really like the design. So if I go into Freecam here and look around, you can see it is quite big, and I did want a really big house on top of this mountain because I think it would fit this area perfectly. And then as you can see, there's a little spot that sort of juts out this way, and there's going to be a bridge that's going to be broken that's going to connect to this other giant mountain over here, but that's for a later time. Now, if you look at the material list, I'm going to need a lot of deep slate and a lot of stone. And using some base diamond tools is definitely not going to cut it, so I need to go and get myself a level 30 enchant table. Now I do have a pretty decent amount of sugarcane growing, but I only have 26 leather, which is basically about half of the leather that I need. So what I'm going to do is go on a little trip in this direction to see if I can find some more cows and maybe a village with a library, because that would really cut down on a lot of the books that I need, and maybe I'll be able to find some other useful things that I need, like spruce, for example. So off I went exploring for the second time, hoping to find a village with a library and some spruce trees. I very quickly came across the first village, and other than some mobs and a pretty useless blacksmith, it had nothing of interest. I continued on and came across a shipwreck and found some books, which will be very useful, and a buried treasure map, which I promptly found and looted. Next, I decided to continue exploring on land instead of the water, and slaughter the local wildlife while traversing through harsh terrain, and found village number 2, and again, this village was pretty useless and had no library, but I quickly found village number 3, and again, it was useless. After that, I decided to head back home and finally found a spruce tree. Now, just in this building right here, you can see I have my full level 30 enchant table set up, and the first thing I'm going to enchant is my pickaxe, and we're getting Unbreaking 3. Hopefully, it gives me efficiency. Yes, it did. E4 Unbreaking 3. Okay, that is good enough. The next thing I want to enchant is my axe, and it is also Unbreaking 3. Please give me E4, and yes, it does. Okay, now I don't have enough levels, but I want to enchant my shovel next, and then probably my sword, but these two tools should be good enough because I need to farm myself a lot of deep slate and a pretty good amount of spruce. And I think farming spruce should be the easiest, so I'm just gonna head over here and bone meal a bunch of spruce trees. And just like that, I have all the wood items I'm going to need, as well as the campfires. And now I just gotta get all these stone items. That I got all of the stone that I'm going to need and all of the wood and miscellaneous items, I can now get started on building my house. But actually before that, I have 24 diamonds, which means I have exactly enough diamonds to make myself a full suit of diamond armor. And also I am back to 30 levels, so I'm gonna quickly enchant a shovel before I start. And we got E4 Unbreaking 3. All right, that's great. And now I'm just gonna go into a time lapse of me building my house. For some reason, the replay only recorded about like 3.5 minutes. I don't really know what went wrong. I don't know if I accidentally stopped the recording or whatever, but that's kind of unfortunate. So now that the exterior of my house is now complete, the next thing is focusing on the interior, because right now it is just a shell. Now for the floor, I want to try a little design here, and I'm not sure exactly how well this is going to work out, but I want to alternate between the chisel tough bricks and the chisel tough, just sort of like this for a floor pattern. Honestly, I don't actually hate that. And for the other floors, I'm thinking of just using some spruce wood. Now I'm not totally sure if I should do a staircase going up or just some ladders. For the sake of convenience, I'm just going to use ladders. And for the other floors, I just want to use some simple slabs. It's because I feel like it would fit as a floor and a roof. I actually do like this. I'm just going to keep it the way it is, except I'm going to move this down a block. My plans for each one of these floors is this first floor here is going to be lined with a bunch of chests, just so that when I'm building stuff, I can immediately go to chest over here, and then I can just immediately leave and not have to worry about going up flights of stairs. The second floor is going to hold a bunch of furnaces and maybe some other things like anvils and stone cutters. And for this floor, this is where I want to put my enchant table. So maybe somewhere in the corner, maybe this corner over here, I can put my enchant table and have like some anvils and like a bunch of things that hold lapis. And at the very top, this is where I'm going to put my bed. And I'm going to have it extend out maybe 1 or 2 more blocks this way and sort of turn it into a loft. So I'm going to go quickly get myself some more tuff and start moving everything into my new house. So actually, I was thinking of doing something like this, where I could have maybe 3 pillars in front and then have a row of chests going like this, and then sort of have the pillars go up, and then we can maybe have like stairs go across like this, and then a slab in the middle, and then we could have like a second floor here that will hold more chests. Honestly, I kind of like that. I can have like 2 big areas of chests, and then go up here and have another 2 big areas of chests. Yeah, that's definitely more chests than I'm probably ever going to use. And that's all the furnaces I have so far. I will have to fill this entire wall up with furnaces, and then maybe this side will have like the blast furnaces. I actually decided to move the enchant table over here because there's this little cutout in the wall, which makes it absolutely perfect. And up here, I can throw my bed, and there we go. All right, so the basics are now complete. I just have to move everything into my home, which will take me a little while, so I'll see you then. So everything has now been moved over and labeled, and real quick, I'm going to make a simple pathway that goes out and connects to my water elevators. Now, the next major task is building my farms, which I want to do over on this piece of land. Now, in order to do that, I'm going to need to build myself a water elevator, probably about here, and then clear out some land and have a pathway go down to here, and then have a bridge that goes across. Now, I'm thinking of having it be just like an old wooden bridge, or at least that's the style that I'm going to try to go for. And then once it connects into here, we can have it go down, and this area will be one set of farms, and up here will be another. So I dug down to this level right over here, and I'm thinking I could have the 2 water elevators side by side, and then maybe have like a little balcony that sort of looks out over everything. And then I could actually clear out a little bit of this and then have it go all the way down. And just like that, both of these are now complete. Now I can just add a small balcony, and I honestly like the look of that. I think that is actually great. And I can quickly go and just remove a bunch of dirt in this direction, and then I can also extend some of the fences out this way, and then start to carve out a staircase that goes all the way down. Now that made it easier to get down and up, I think this level right here is where I want to start building my bridge. So here's a little outline of what I want my bridge to look like. So you can see it goes all the way across, and there's going to be 3 fences and then a wooden pillar, then 3 fences, a wooden pillar, and so on all the way until the end. Now originally I did want something at the bottom that sort of connects to the middle, and the same thing going across to the other side to make it look a little bit more realistic and sturdy. But as you can see, the ground is right there, and I don't feel like risking the entire hardcore world, especially since we're basically on day 50. So pretty much I'm just gonna keep going with this idea, and hopefully it does end up looking good in the end. Now I do have to go into the mines because I want to make the roof of the bridge out of deep slate, and I want it to kind of have a little bit of an arch that goes across. Yeah, with all that filled in, it is starting to come together, and I just need to go and get myself the deep slate now. Oh yeah, even with a little bit of the roof, it is starting to come together. So I'm just gonna go ahead and finish it, then I can finally get started on building my farm. All right, my bridge is completely done, and now I have to dig out an area through here, because what I want to do is have a water elevator go up to maybe about here, and then I'm going to clear all of this out and maybe put like carrots or potatoes up here. But I also want to have a path that goes through the mountain and cuts out over here, and then on this piece of land is where I'm going to have like maybe a wheat farm, and I'm gonna have to flatten all of this out as well. So my tunnel and my water elevator is now complete. Now I just have to get started on removing all these mounds of dirt so I can make the area flat for some farmland. And actually I think I'm going to start with the top one first, and then I'll go with the bottom one, and both of them will be a time lapse. And I'm just hoping that nothing actually happens to the recording this time. So now that all of that is cleared out, I need to go and hoe the ground and add a bunch of wheat and carrots and potatoes. But the issue is that I don't really have a good hoe in order to do that. So I think probably enchanting a diamond hoe and hopefully getting some unbreaking. And I think the easiest way to get some XP is to turn the zombie spawner I have all the way down there into an actual grinder. Now you've probably already seen a million people turn a spawner into a grinder, but basically here's a rundown if you don't know how to do it. 4 blocks this way, 4 blocks this way, 4 blocks up and 4 blocks down, water in the corners that go to a spot in the middle, and there you go, you have yourself a grinder. So I'm gonna quickly get this done and farm some XP so I can get 30 levels so I can enchant a hoe, and then I'm basically just gonna go grab all the seeds that I possibly can, and I know the hoe is guaranteed to have Fortune 3, which will actually help me in that process, and then I should be able to fill in the entire farm. So the zombie grinder is now complete, although there is one zombie stuck on top of the spawner. I forgot to put a slab on top of it, but I'm just gonna sit here for a little bit and just farm a bunch of these zombies and then get up to probably 33 levels so I can enchant 2 hoes just in case one of them does not have unbreaking. All right, I got 36 levels and let's go and enchant a diamond hoe. So we have Fortune 3 guaranteed and we got efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3 with it. That is actually amazing. So I really don't need to use this second hoe. So instead, let's enchant a diamond sword. So we got unbreaking 3 guaranteed, and it's just unbreaking 3. That is not great. What does this sword give me? Unbreaking 3. Okay, you know what? Let me disenchant that, and let me try again. Unbreaking 3, smite 4, and knockback 2. I absolutely hate knockback. I mean, smite will be pretty good for killing these zombies, but yeah, I really just hate knockback. It just makes killing mobs just longer, and I don't know why anybody would want that. One last thing before I get started is I definitely do not have enough seeds or carrots to fill that entire thing. So I'm gonna go to the nether because I'm gonna grab myself some more bone blocks so I can just keep bone mealing and then using the fortune hoe to get a bunch more carrots and wheat seeds and stuff and just keep going along until I fill the entire thing. So now that I got everything I need, let's fill in the first part and the second part. So now that both of the farms are now complete, I want to bring my attention over to this area to the right of my house. And I want to build a bridge that starts about here and connects to this mountain over here. And then maybe it's like a little bit broken between my house and the rest of the bridge. And it's going to be in the same style as my house, basically just a bunch of deep slate. So it's going to be the same width as the bridge that sort of sticks out from my house. And lengthwise, it's going to be a little bit longer. And then it's going to curve and go into that mountain there. And then curve and almost connect to my house. So I think this would be a perfect opportunity to do another time lapse. And here is the final product in its finished glory. This took me a very long time to build, and I ended up deciding to just connect it to my house because it would be easier to get all the way across instead of having to go all the way down and then up and then across. But now over in this area, I want to add something special. And if you go all the way down here, you can see that there is a giant pen of villagers. And I was thinking I might as well put the villagers in the mountain beside me just so I can get some easy trades for mending and emeralds and other things like that. Now, before I build the room that I want to put the villagers in, I just want to test getting one all the way up there just to see how tedious or difficult it's going to actually be. So I can get them in this tunnel and then block it off over here so they cannot escape, break that, and then I should be able to just push them into the bubble elevator, hopefully, if they would want to actually go this direction. Up, no, you're going the wrong way. This guy's fighting me. I hate villagers so much because you try to push them in a certain direction and they just for some reason want to go the other direction. Okay, yeah, this is gonna take me a little while. Like maybe there's a better way. Maybe if I used a minecart and then like the minecart would go straight into the bubble elevator, or I could just download a mod that allows me to pick up villagers. You know, I honestly contemplated that, which I honestly might do for the future because right now trying to push this guy into a bubble elevator is not working out. Like, come on, guys. Okay, maybe I gotta like push this guy more this way and then like trap him with like some blocks and stuff so that he's like more stuck, and then like maybe I could push him. No, he's escaping. Nope. Okay, you don't want to go that way. This way. This is actually pain. This is pain and suffering. I can't get this guy to move this way. I can't get him to move. He's just stuck in this corner now. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna cut until I figure out how to get these villagers up there. I can't be bothered to be pushing these guys constantly. Like, come on, man. Just get in the bubble elevator. It's not that serious. Just get in there. Oh my god, finally I got one. Okay, the other one. Here we go. The other guy, up there, up there, up there, go. Yes. Okay, they are now both up here, and they should be good up here because there's no way for them to really escape. All right, and now I just got to build a dirt path that goes all the way up. Now I should be able to get these guys in the boat again, and then I should be able to lead the boat and then drag it up these dirt stairs, hopefully. Maybe this would be faster with rails. You know what? I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try with rails instead. All right, first one. Here's the test. In the minecart. No, stop running this way. In the minecart. In the minecart. Why? Why are these guys not want to push in the... No! How is it not powerful enough? How is that not powerful enough? Oh, the other guy just walked up here by himself. But you know what? I'm taking a break from the villagers. I'm just gonna quickly mine out a bunch of stalls for these guys. I'm not sure exactly how many villagers are down there. I forgot to count. But honestly, I only got a couple days left, and I wanted to do this as a little project, and this might actually take me the entirety of the rest of the 100 days because villagers are not fun to deal with. All right, I got a bunch of stalls on either side, and I'm just gonna go and transport all the rest of the villagers, and I'll see you when I end up doing that, which might take me 40 million years. After 50 million years, I finally got every single villager into place. I would have had enough villagers to populate every single stall, but I had a mishap with some of them getting suffocated. But now I'm going to go to one of my librarians and keep rolling until I get mending, because I want to put mending on my pickaxe because it is almost destroyed. Okay, 38 emeralds and 1 book, and I do have a bunch of carrots and wheat and potatoes that I could hopefully trade with these guys, and it turns out that I am not even close. Okay, I need some more stuff to trade with, and this should give me enough. No, I think I'm 2 off, aren't I? Yep, I'm 2 more emeralds up. This is honestly, what is going on today? All right, now I got enough, and he lost his trade. Oh my god. Okay, just give me mending again. Come on, give me mending. I took too long to trade with them, and now I completely lost it. Okay, there we go. There is mending. And just like that, mending has been added to my pickaxe. Now, the final thing I need to do before the 100 days is up is basically decorate. And I'm first starting off with this tunnel by my farms because it's just a bunch of stone and cobblestone. I want to at least add some flooring. And I'm basically just going to go with the exact same flooring design that I used in my house because I really like the look of that, and I think it would fit this pretty well. Also adding some lanterns to the corners to kind of still keep it like a mine shaft type of feel, like it was dug into the mountain. So the majority of the detailing is done. As you can see down here, I decided to extend the path all the way up to my tunnel. I also made the tunnel a little bit bigger so I wasn't bonking my head constantly. I added the floor pattern going all the way across, and then going towards my farm, I added a bunch of lanterns to get rid of the torch spam, and I also decided to add a little bit more fences to make it look like there was like a railing here, but it's sort of been destroyed. And I also added some more fences over here to act as a lookout, just in case I wanted to look out at everything that I have created. And then going across the bridge, I added some more lanterns at the top just to make it look really nice. And then again, I replaced the flooring to make it this sort of pattern with the tuff. And for my wheat farm, I just decided to add a railing and a path going all the way down just to make it look a little bit nicer instead of me having to just jump off the edge. And then finally for the bridge, I just added some lanterns on it, alternating, just to make sure no mobs are spawning up here because I did have an incident with a creeper. But now with 2 days left, the final thing I want to detail is this island here with my house on it because right now it is very barren. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably add a path that goes from these water elevators and connects to over there, and then probably have like some trees behind here I think would look really nice, and then maybe a pond as well, and then have some more fences across here just to act as another lookout so I don't end up falling to my death. And then with that, this 100 days should be fully complete. And now as you can see, everything is pretty much done. So with a quick tour, we got a bunch of trees, especially in the back. We have a pathway that goes all the way around and then connects to a tiny little pond over here with some seagrass in it. And then over here we have some more lanterns and a little lookout area, and same with down here. Then we got some lanterns out back here as well. And with that, I can finally sleep to make it day 100 and end off this challenge. So anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye, and have a great day.